Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Take two. What up, G? Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing.
What up, G?
What up, G? You need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique physique and unique aesthetics and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, Bocock Brothers, Premium Cigars, code MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Drew. Hey. Last time, okay? What up, G? Okay. So there's a possibility my phone rings. I'd have to take the call. Well, I'll have to shut down short again. So very busy morning. Suffice to say, after a game like that last night, nobody is finding that to be acceptable, and it is a very, very safe assumption that changes are coming very shortly. So I think there's some that would be obvious, right? The ones everyone's talked about, Sloan, Davis. Kelly was all over him on and on last night. Special teams. I want to be very clear. I haven't had anything confirmed to me about names, timeline, any of that. But there's some things that are fairly obvious, right? And it sure seems like you're going to see some change. And listen, rightfully so. You can't have a game like that, a stretch where you've lost 3 of 4, and for last night in that second half to go the way it did, and accept the status quo. And I think that one. And I think there are bigger picture questions here now as well. And if you were here last night for Whiskey and Wine, or if you listened to my Locked On episode that I recorded late last night, you can see a lot of these things as the road is starting to reveal itself, the path forward, right? You have an unacceptable situation with your football coach. You have the governor of the state who was tweeting last night about football ticket prices and has been vocal in various places about his displeasure with how things are going at LSU within athletics, spending, and so on. Clearly friction there with with the governor and with Scott Woodward. You're about to hire a new university president. And of course, the board members work at the pleasure of the governor and are appointed by the governor. And the new president will be heavily influenced by who the governor wants in that seat. So you can see how the dominoes would sort of play out, but I think it's not just that one. I think you can see how dominoes would fall, where you'd have a new president appointed. The president could certainly choose to, at the governor's behest, make a change at athletic director, who could then make a change and hire a new football coach. I think that's a realistic scenario. Again, I'm not telling you here definitively anybody's getting fired in the next hour or anything like that. What up, G? I do think you're looking at a scenario though where you're probably going to see And I don't know that it's all as a result of a bad half of football. I think that bad half of football was the ton of bricks that broke the camel's back. Um, it is so perplexing to watch that game last night because for a half, you've got the undefeated number 3 team in the country on the ropes. You've turned them over twice. You've got a special team score. You're running the football. You go in a half up 18-14, and then it just all disintegrated in 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 horrific fashion. I mean, 43-yard kickoff return to start the second half. They get in the end zone on a 3rd and 4. You get the ball, go 3 and out punt, 79-yard punt return for a touchdown. You get the ball back, punt. There's an illegal formation on the punt. So you re-kick. It ends up being a 28-yard penalty. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 plays later, they're in the end zone again. I mean, and just like that, you went from up 18-14 to down 35-18, and then you went 3 and out, punted, the game was over. They scored again, 42-18, hey, whatever. Just like booze, chance of fire Kelly. At the end of the game with the alma mater where Frank Wilson apparently got some of the guys to stay out there for the alma mater. Kelly had gone in, came back out, then went out again. Just an ugly scene. And, you know, I would tell you the biggest surprise in the conversations I've had from last night and then this morning are, even a week ago, I've told you this, like a week ago, I got a call in Nashville a week ago after the loss and was told there's no appetite to spend $50 million to buy him out. And that's not a fan perspective. That's from people who would actually be writing checks and organizing such things. That conversation has changed like that. And, I think this is going to be a pretty fascinating, formative month in the future of LSU football and LSU athletics. What up, G? What happens here over the next month? Because I do think you will. I do believe you will have staff changes. I do believe you will have midseason staff changes. Whether that's you're going into your bye, so whether that's today, tomorrow, I don't have that for you. But I do think you'll see some shakeup. You're going to hire a new university president, and I think that's going to start dominoes in motion to where, especially if this football season continues on the path that it is, like if a week from Saturday you go to Tuscaloosa, in 2 weeks you go to Tuscaloosa and just get the doors blown off of you again, like you did last night. And then you got Arkansas, Western Kentucky, and then you got to go to Norman. I think some of you asked the question last night on Whiskey and Wine, what point, it's the right question to ask. Like at what point can you not afford to fire him? Meaning like how much more can you let this erode? Fan sentiment, donor dollars, you go all in this year. And y'all, there's no mistaking that. They were all in. They went like after, they're building this roster, and they went and said, hey, we need you to get money in the collective. And people stepped up. to go build this portal class. It was the number one portal class in the country, and you had to pay. I mean, Nussmeier told you the numbers he's making. Um, you retain Perkins. Um, you go buy this portal class, and the expectation was that this was going to be a contending team. Your preseason top 10 in the country. You beat Clemson. I mean, all the things that were rightly there. And I've said it many times, like the greatest indictment on this team is going to come in April with the draft because you're going to see so many guys picked. And you're going to go, how did that team with all that talent end up like that? It feels so eerily similar to 1998, which uh might be a dated reference for some of you, but I mean, 98 was, DiNardo's first recruiting class were seniors. You had senior Herb Tyler, senior Kevin Falk, senior Booger McFarland, Todd McClure. I mean, that whole class, I mean, that they were preseason, I think, number 8 in the country, and that was the team that was supposed to take the big leap. And they went 4-7. They just kept losing close games and couldn't get over the hump, and it went very badly. And that was the beginning of the end for DiNardo, and it feels very similar, man, with all you had returning this year, all you invested in the portal, and it's gone very badly. So, all that to say, you went to all of your benefactors, all your supporters, and you said, "We need money to buy this roster. And people stepped up. God bless Kelly did too. Kelly put up $1 million of his own money. I mean, boo him, criticize him, all that stuff, but the man did put up $1 million of his own money for this roster. So they were all in. But then you have this result, and you're losing all of these guys. How do you go back to your benefactors and say, now we need you to do it again? And they're going to go, for what? For this? So, in any event, been a very busy day. I was planning on going to church at 11:30, and my phone has not stopped blowing up all morning. So I'll probably just go tonight because I don't think I can be away from my phone right now. So I'll hang here. We can talk. I'll answer questions if I can to what I can or feel comfortable or responsible doing. But there's a chance if my phone rings, I gotta go. So all the info that we have, of course, if we get information, we'll report it over LouisianaSports.net. After Dad's show, Daddy and Drew will go to the mall, okay? Yes, Daddy go to church and we'll go to the mall. Very good. Okay. Okay. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Let's see. Emotions are drained. I don't blame you. I've been pretty sensible. I feel like it's getting harder to maintain. Yeah. I mean, there should be no good feelings today. Like there isn't anything good to say. I don't have anything good to say. Nothing. Hear anything about how the players feel about Kelly? Look, man, you get into a locker room and you have 120 players. You can find whatever sentiment you're looking for. You can find. I found that to be true with every coach. With every coach and every sport. You want to find players that say nice things about Kelly, you can find it. You want to find players that say negative things, you can find it. What, buddy? Erica? Morning. Angry about last night. You should be. Had a great crowd. Laid down. 5-11 ranked opponents. Not acceptable. You're right. 6-6 is the new ceiling. Maybe shout out the Independence Bowl. The Maggies came and beat us good. They did. We come. Let me just see. What's funny about the Tommy Moffitt stuff? I went last night. I went back and found my AFR take after Tommy Moffitt wasn't retained and OTBs. And I went and read the comments. And overwhelmingly, the comments were, he's past his prime, let him go. It's done. You're biased. It's so funny today to hear all the Tommy Moffitt love, which is warranted, by the way. Because my take then was, yes, new coach gets to hire his staff, but I hate this decision. Whoops. I mean, do you want me to read some of the comments? These are YouTube comments 3 years ago from when Tommy Moffitt was not retained. Whoops. How many teams had players admit, I'd go away. Admit in an interview they were too out of shape to play the way they needed to play. That's on Moffitt. He may have done great through the years. The team was soft. How many times did our players get pushed around by people? No business pushing around an LSU football player. It was time. You'll clearly have a lot of emotion tied to him and can't see it. There's been talk for a while that the next coach is coming in, going to get someone else in there. This year, some of the players commented not being in shape. You can see that on the field the last few years. As a fan base, we're tired of seeing inconsistencies in the program. It's time for change. He needed to go. Stop denying it. Y'all are obviously biased. Take off your ex-player sunglasses, guys. This was to the OTB guys. This move was evident to many fans. Unfortunately, most people won't get a ceremony when it's time to move on. I don't have an issue with this at all. To say he's the furthest away from the problem is a huge leap. Respect 3 opinions here. The psychology says it's bias. Hard to hate what said, the man studying positive at LSU. I'm glad he's fired. Need an all-new brand of coaches at LSU. LSU needs a change. Point is, like, these are the comments from people, the majority of them when Moffitt got fired. It was overwhelming from LSU fans in favor of moving on from Tommy Moffitt. And now so many people are like, why did you move on from Moffitt? I didn't want to move on from Moffitt. I wanted Moffitt to stay. That's what I say. The internet's great because it's the digital age. There's a record of everything. You can't run from what you say. That's why I never do. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's what it is. I'll own it. I thought this team would go 10-2. Had them in the playoff. They are not going 10-2. That's his best tagline yet. What up, G? That's a Gordy Rush. When Gordy calls me, I go, "What up, G?" And so when Juice in the front hears me, he hears me. "What up, G?" Gordy, good morning. Let's see. 4407 of 97 video. I said if O-line doesn't improve dramatically, 3 losses were likely. You wouldn't even read my comments. Said team is lose 3 games. Yeah, I thought they'd go 10-2. And the offensive line has been atrocious. Good morning, Matt and Drew. Good morning, Tom. Total embarrassment. Best tagline. Yeah. How much influence does the governor have on athletic director and coach decision? A lot. Remember, like this is the hierarchy you have to understand, right? The athletic director hires the coach. Well, who does the athletic director work for? Well, the university president. Well, the president is installed by the board of supervisors, really exercising the will of the governor. So to whatever degree the governor wants to be involved in such matters, he or she can be. I'll remind you, this governor last year put a tiger on the field before the Alabama game because he wanted to do that when nobody else really did. He did. So he is involving himself in a lot of these matters. And what I have said many times here is whoops. And what I have said many times here is sorry, I got distracted. Whoops. Okay. What were we talking about? I'm sorry. I lost it. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Drew makes me smile if we all saw the war well. Like, I think about that every day. I would love to be in his brain sometimes, but yes, he He's the one that has it figured out. Drew is blissfully unaware that he's different, and so he doesn't even conceptualize things like hate or anger or sarcasm or meanness or any of that stuff. He's just a joyful little boy who seeks joy. Hey Ty, good morning. Is the team that untalented or is the coaching that poor? Um, it's not a lack of talent. Um, I think you are obviously young on the offensive line. That is objectively true. Young and experienced, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but at the end of the game, Karis Kern suffered a knee injury. I'm not sure that there's been an update on it, but Gordy was on the sideline reporting about it, and Kern didn't go back in the game. Injury 10th and went to the locker room. So we'll wait and see the severity of that. But with Adams out for a month, Kern was playing left. Kern went out. Chester went in at left tackle. I mean, you're just not good. What do you think chances are some offensive staff changes? Yeah. That's where, if you're just joining us, I know kind of where I started. The phone has been buzzing last night and all morning. I think think that is inevitable, that you will see some staff changes. Whether that's coaches being relieved of their duties, shuffling of responsibilities. What they won't do, I'm fairly certain after this morning, but what they won't do is just maintain the status quo through this bye week before they go to Tuscaloosa. I think you're going to see some changes, possibly today. If not today, maybe we'll hear something tomorrow. But I do think you will see staff changes. Yes. Whoops. Hey Brian, good morning. Brad, do you think Blaker deserves blame last night? Yes. I don't think anybody's exempt. I mean, clearly looking at the offensive line and, giving up 7 sacks and 11 TFLs, we all talked about it all week. The top 10 in the country in sacks and TFLs, Texas A&M, and going against an offensive line with a true freshman left tackle, redshirt freshman right tackle. Yes. I mean, that's a problem. But your offensive line didn't give up 49 points. Your offensive line didn't get outscored 35-7 in the second half. I mean, your defense, now you did give up the 79-yard punt returns. The defense gave up 4 touchdowns in the second half. But, I mean, y'all. I was doing an interview before the game. A guy asked me, what's the key? I said, look at the box score after the game. Look at the rushing stat. That'll tell you. Okay. A&M ran for 224. LSU ran for 60. There's your game. I don't know if you got to me last night, but anyone calling for Scott's job is crazy. Football is the only sport he's influenced. I have been part of the Fire Kelly train, but man. True that Woodward hired Jay Johnson, home run hired Kim Mulkey. And look, whoops. It's more that he was able to get that done, right? Then it's not like he, but yeah. But he also hired McMahon. And that's so far not been great. But ultimately, your legacy is defined by the football hire. And this one, unfortunately, is not good. And I don't know that he's going to get the opportunity to hire another one. Chandler, Cobble selfish, give me a break. I'll tell you, Brian Kelly, I don't think was just speaking to Michael Cobble. I think that was him expressing his frustrations with a lot of the criticism in the fan base as a whole. And I think a lot of fans were annoyed by that. And you can get away with that if you're winning. But You start losing, losing badly. Mm. Hey, Corey, good morning. Living in Houston, an hour from college, deflating. What's your take on the interaction between Nuss and Kelly coming off the field, Deputy AD at the end of the game? I'm not sure I saw the interaction you're talking about with the Deputy AD at the end of the game. Nuss looked as disappointed as you'd expect, man. You know, Matt, I wonder if something happens with Scott, if that would be the icing on the cake for BK. Um, no way the new AD fires Woodward. Well, like Woodward is the AD. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, you know, I may have to go. I may have to go, y'all. Okay. All right. I would highly recommend you turn, if you're not subscribed to my text line, that you get on the text line and also turn on notifications from the 1045 ESPN app. Um, uh, okay. I'm okay. I'm looking at a text. I'm sorry. Like it's happening. Um, this is whenever whenever the
Whoops. Dale say it.
whoops. Whenever news starts to break, it generally happens fast, and you want to move quickly, but you also want to be accurate. I'm not going to like rush something out there that's not. Uh,
Whoops. Whoops.
but
Dale
what
say
is
it.
very evident is, like I've said, they're going to make staff changes. When and what are those staff changes? I don't know, and I'm not going to until I have it confirmed. I've been waiting on confirmation. That's what I thought I was getting. So, text line is 225-396-4400. It's an app that I subscribe to called Community. It's free. I pay for it. It's funny. There was a guy last night on Whiskey and Wine that was like, "You're so mean and rude to your listeners, to your audience." I'm like, brother, there is nobody, literally nobody, that gives more of themselves to their audience than me. Literally nobody. I mean, from episode 2,800, whatever this is, of Morning Scone, every single day, I'm here answering questions. AFR locked on, live stream last night as soon as the game. You know how easy it would have been just to like open a beer or just go to bed? But no, I did a live stream, then did Locked On. Woke up this morning, did all and I pay money for that text line. I pay money out of my pocket to have that text line for people that have more access. The only thing I ask is just don't be an a-hole to me. Whoops. And if you are, I'm not going to be pushed around. I'll punch back. Anyway. Yeah, so Darren, 70 million Jimbo buyout worked out well. If you make the right hire, right? So here's the thing, and I will, when I have all of this information, when I have all this information, I'll put it all together in sort of a concise show, maybe like a Locked On later today. But if you leave this conversation today, I'll tell you a few things that I think are evident. One is you're going to have staff changes. And I do think there's an obvious thing. They move on from Sloan for the remainder of the season. Alex Atkins would make the most sense to call plays. Remember, he was the OC at Florida State. He was the fall guy when they went 2-10, but he can do it, has done it, all that stuff. Two, I've been told for months and months and months and months, even last Saturday after the loss to Vanderbilt, that there was no appetite to spend $50+ million to buy out Brian Kelly. That changed last night. And to where I've been having conversations this morning about how they could make it work. Number three is that hierarchy, as I was saying with the governor, right? You have a governor at odds with the athletic director. You're about to hire a new university president. Do not be surprised if those dominoes fall, where new president hires new AD, hires new football coach. I think all that could happen. Anyway, this is pretty good. Box combo is going to cost 20. Oh man, the box combo is going to cost $20. Well done, well done. And no, by the way, no. By the way, I don't think that. Whoops. I don't think it's paying a buyout and all this. I think sometimes like the fan sentiment is just to assume that they go to Todd Graves for everything. Do I think he'll be asked to contribute? Sure. But it's not a totally Todd Graves thing. The thing about LSU is, you don't have the depth of billionaires that a lot of places do. It's not to say that you're void of wealthy people willing to contribute when you need it. And I'm going to tell you, this happened so quickly. with last night going the way it did. I'll be very interested to see if over the bye, if cooler heads prevail, if things settle down, and if you make progress in the final month. But man, what, buddy? What? Go be me, Erica. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen, Carrie. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to fire Brian Kelly before the end of the year. I suppose at this point anything's possible, but I don't think they're there yet. I think what is certainly likely is you're going to see staff changes. Again, I don't know if it'll be today. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. At some point, but it makes sense, right? If you're going to do something, you do it during the open date. Matt, does BK not know the plays? He came out and said he's on the headset, could veto anything. It's being called. Shoot Sloan, call before the half. To be very honest, like the way. All right, I gotta go.